Hey guys, wanted to do a viewer's encounter that was sent in, but first I want to talk to you about something. There's a case going on I'm following in Oklahoma right now, and started out, didn't think much of it. Two bodies were found in a ditch, and then later I was reading and it said that there was a vehicle nearby, but they did not believe the vehicle was involved with the bodies, and they were in the process of getting a search warrant to be able to search the vehicle. So I saved the article, I archived it, and later on the news I noticed they came back and they said the vehicle was related to the bodies, and as far as the vehicle was in a crash, and the two bodies were a result of the crash with the vehicle that they said was not responsible. The problem with that is, to me, number one, if you got professional law enforcement there and they look at a vehicle, they should be able to determine if the vehicle was in a crash, especially if it was in a crash large enough. The two bodies were on the outside of the vehicle. Number one, they were either ejected, or number two, they got out of the vehicle and died. Either way, the vehicle would not be secured and it would not need a search warrant to be able to enter the vehicle, and the vehicle would have damage to it to be able to hit something hard enough to kill two people. So I go back on, I click on the link, can't be found. So I go on and I try to find the same link that I found, and I can't find anything about it. Everything's been changed to car crash, car crash, car crash, car crash. There's another case going on right now that I've been following, and they've got it zipped up really tight. As far as they won't even give the location of the body that was found, the COD, cause of death. They won't say anything about it except for that the body was found. Well, the law enforcement organization that's involved in this has been involved in quite a few other missing people that came up. One being a boy and the other one being his actual mother. Both are missing. They don't know where they're at right now. But they're leaving the case open, and they're not going to give any details, but they do not expect it to be a criminal case. It pisses me off whenever I read that. But anyways, we're going to move on to the stories the viewer sent in. Of course, y'all know him, and I'm sure when I say his name, y'all are going to know him. Spooktator Bob. He sent in another encounter, so I'm going to read it to y'all. And I think at the end, we're going to talk about something and see what y'all think. He says, I'm submitting another encounter that I had in the spring of 2018. I'm going to continue calling this a coyote encounter, just to make it easier to detail. However, based on the strangeness and discovering politis and you giving details on events may be cryptid, I am thinking this could be cryptids, and the thought that he thought they were coyotes. With me were my dad, my neighbor, Jeff, was in late dark. Jeff was staying at his cousin's home to guard it as they were on vacation that spring. Jeff's cousin is also a neighbor. Jeff had seen strange lights in the field in front of our home, so he stopped in inquiring. Numerous times we had people stop in, knock at the door, spooked and saying that they had seen strange lights in front of our home. Not sure what they expected us to do about it. Anyways, Jeff, my dad, and I talked. In the field where Jeff said he had seen the lights, coyotes started crying out. I walked inside and got the spotlight, walked back out, and lit up the field. All three saw 3 coyotes sitting in the field, practically the same position and angle, just looking and staring at us. Coyotes stayed there watching us a long time. As we talked on, I would occasionally spotlight, and they would be still sitting there in the same position, just watching us. I imagine this went on for up to an hour. That was much of our discussion, because we could not believe coyotes would just sit there and watch that way. Jeff had his rifle in his truck, I remember correctly. It was some type of a 17 caliber varmint rifle. I've had one of those. I really like that rifle. Eventually, we seen they were still there, watching and being amazed, and also uneasy at such behavior. We decided it may not be best just to get back indoors, because we just was not right coyote behavior. After we said goodbye to Jeff, I spotlighted the field again, and the coyotes were gone. Once again, we found the odd and unnerving to this day. I am suspicious they understood our words and left when we said it was time to go in. The entire situation was weird. Coyotes do not sit in the field and watch a small group of people talk, especially when the spotlights come out. They tend to run at that point usually. Yeah, I've hunted coyotes. If you spotlight them, they will run. Especially the length of time they just sit and stared, only to be gone as soon as we mentioned going indoors for the night. Plus, Jeff seeing the lights in the field just before the encounter. I do not know if you remember, but weeks back I sent you my YouTube video of the lights captured on a security camera south of our home. The lights are often seen here. I wonder if the lights and coyotes were related. I hope you all have a wonderful and blessed day. Spooktator Bob. Coyotes will run when you spotlight them. If coyotes even hear you, they'll run. Me and Kaylee the other night go on our nightly walk, and if a coyote hears you, they'll take off. We see one run across the field, and he cleared like a mile in about a minute. That's very unusual coyote activity. We probably had some dogmen out there watching you all, and they were probably eavesdropping. I know that, like I've said before, I've never heard them have a complete conversation. I have heard them say single words like names, well, come here, things of that nature. I even had one time when it looked at a guy I know and said hello. I believe they understand us. If they're able to speak our language, they surely understand us. I'm not sure to what extent they understand us, but I believe there is an understanding there. So, the little werewolf's outside barking right now. I would say Spooktator Bob's got something going on, especially with the lights. I believe that there is a possibility, and this is my opinion. It's a possibility and an opinion. I'm not saying it is fact. But I believe that there is the possibility that these beings have Nephilim blood, and that demons or spirits are attracted to them, and they are able to, they follow them because there's this attraction with the blood. And there may be that attraction going on because they know that that blood is there. They can sense it, and that might be why people have paranormal activity with cryptid activity. The cryptids are flesh and blood. The other things that are attracted to them, it could be demonic. Just wanted to share that with you all tonight, and I hope you all have a good night. Keep your head on a swivel, and I appreciate you all listening.